This bolero is very easy to make. It is a rectangle. We start knitting from the bottom with the seed stitch to the top. Once it is finished, we have to sew this part with this part and this part with this part. We have to cast on as many stitches as we need to have the width of the piece. You have to measure from this part of the arm to the other side. Cast on as many stitches as you need. In this case, we make a long tail cast on. Once we have all the stitches, we start with the seed stitch. In the first row, remember we have to knit the first stitch. One purl, and the next stitch one knit. Repeat again, one purl, and now one knit, one purl, one knit, one purl, one knit, and repeat to the end of the row. Continue with the next row. Slip the first stitch and we repeat one purl, one knit. How can we know where we have to purl and where we have to knit? When we find a knot, we have to knit, and when we find like a V under the needle, we have to purl. When we find purl, we have to knit, and when we find knit, we have to purl. One purl, one knit, one purl, one knit. Remember, when we find a purl, we knit. When we find a knit, we purl. And repeat to the end of the row. And repeat on the next row the same. Slip the first stitch. Here we have to purl, and here we have to knit. Continue 1 purl, 1 knit, 1 purl, 1 knit, and repeat to the end of the row. And it has to look, the seat stitch, it has to look like that. Once we have all the rows knitted, we have to bind off. Remember how to bind off. Once we have made the rectangle, we only have to sew. We leave the armhole and we sew these two parts. And here we have the neck and the back.